Why hello there, my good people. Welcome to a very special video. Today I am attempting to get both the Speedrunner and the Twisted Child achievements at the same time. What's that? What are those achievements? Glad you're asking. I shouldn't have to say this at this point, but I'll play Captain Obvious anyway. Spoilers ahead. The Speedrunner achievement is self-explanatory. I have to beat the game in 5 hours or less. The game counts as completed once the credits roll, so you don't have to go through Act 3 for this. Beating the Act 2 final boss, Grandmother Silk, is enough. The Cursed Child achievement, however, is a little bit more complicated. There is this weird snake-like NPC somewhere in an area called Shellwood, and you have to go talk to it and finish the first quest where you have to collect polyp hearts, which are spread across all of Shellwood. After collecting all 6, you can complete the quest. This is required for another step later. Now for the fun part. You have to progress far enough in the game until you have the wall jump and clawline abilities, and you can reach the area called Whispering Walls. Moving, jumping and climbing through a hidden corridor just to fall down into a giant pit, you end up in everyone's favorite area, Water. Here, you're starting to hear some diabolic noise. Following the noise leads you to an item called Twisted Bud. Its description states, contorted mass of ashen vine, cries out incessantly. Meaning that it starts crying every time you open your inventory, which will slowly drive you to the brink of insanity after a while, makes you question your life choices until you find yourself in a secluded, lonely, dark pit of emotional nothingness where depression and anxiety are omnipresent while the crying is getting louder and louder until you can feel the twisted butt itself literally spinning inside your head, gnawing its way inside your brain. So naturally, you take it. That one's needed for the quest called Rite of Rebirth. Also initiated at our snake root alien plant thing. We start the quest not immediately. We wait until only the Grandmother is left to defeat. Now that that's cleared up, onto the run itself. The game starts like always. Hornet almost f***ing dies. The game starts like always. Running through Moss Grotto, defeating the Moss Mother, talking to an old lady, running past Bone Bottom, grabbing the Silk Skill, Silk Spear, yada yada yada, you know the drill. We free and defeat our good girl after roughly 19 minutes of starting the game and grab our first Silk Heart. Since I'm gathering some rosaries on the way, we get dangerously close to dying here. Since I'm also used to having the Injector Band tool, which speeds up my heal, things like this happen. Absolute.
Shaw!
After grabbing our cocoon and gathering some more rosaries, it's time to head down towards the deep docks. I'm making a quick stop in this room to grab the straight pin tool. I quickly move through the docks to get close to the farfields on the other side, beat the gauntlet that awaits me, re-enter deep docks from the top and acquire the ability to dodge and run. With that in my possession, it's time to face off against Lace for the first time, while trying to stay alive. Once defeated, Lace makes a quick exit and leaves us with a now open path so we can enter Farfields for real. In this area, my goal is to quickly get the Warding Bell tool, which blocks damage while I'm trying to heal, floating ability and mask shot. So I'm heading straight for the tool, then towards the Pinstress. Accept her wish to gather those stupid spines and begin with the extermination of the Hoker population of Farfields. Easy. Having finished the quest, I use my new ability to acquire a mask shot nearby. Now it's time to leave Farfields through the ceiling. But first I have to get rid of a certain nuisance called Fourth Chorus. It can hit up, up, down, down, left, right, so it's pretty easy to dodge and to defeat. Throw a rock and be done with it or something. Finally out of this area, we enter Greymoor after roughly 45 minutes. We ignore the right half of this area completely and run straight to the left. Pass through halfway home and get ambushed by the almighty Moorwing. This thing's a pushover. Ignore the fact that I died here. After all, Chuck Norris also got beat up by a pirate once to lure in more pirates so that he in turn can beat them up. With more wing being no more, it's time to enter Bellheart. I'm not staying long, so I exit to the left and enter Shellwood. Here we encounter a tricky situation. To save time, I'm skipping the fight against Sister Splinter. In order to do that, we have to lure this little thing in with our taunt. For the taunt to actually work, we need Silk. This is the first time of me attempting this, so it took a while to figure out how this actually works. But I'm a fast learner, so I actually managed to do the skip and get the cling grip ability, better known as wall jump. Time to get our needle in. So that means we have to beat up Widow. I got a bit careless and overlooked the bell bouncing like a happy marshmallow and got squished by it. Oh! With a mild concussion, I made another attempt and managed to impale her. Score! Heading down the now liberated town of Bellheart, I turn in a few relics I gathered along the way and receive my first needle upgrade from Pliny. Double score! In my first playthrough, I rang all bells and went through the blasted steps and defeated the last judge to enter the Citadel and Act 2. This time, I'm heading through Sinner's Road, enter the mist from here, make my way through this lovely area and challenge Phantom. With her out of the way, we can use the back door to get to the Citadel. Welcome to Act 2 after about 1 hour and 30 minutes. Here, our first goal is to defeat the clockwork dancers. I took the liberty of activating the first shrine bench to have a shorter runback in case something bad happens. Luckily, I defeated them on my first try and quickly got the objective to gather the 3 melodies in order to enter the final area of the game. Since I'm here, I enter the clockwork core, fight my way through it while opening both shortcuts, but instead of going further up, I exit to the right, towards the Whispering Vaults. Here, my first objective is to grab the pale oil further to the left in this area, so I can get another needle upgrade later. Afterwards, I grab another mask shot along the way, and then head down to the Grand Bellway to have a shorter runback for Trovio! But first, a quick visit to Bellheart to grab another needle upgrade before the boss.
Trovio! Trovio! Ow! That hurts already!
The Crimson Butterfly was a tough one and managed to kill me once. But in the end, I was victorious. Trovio! Oh. Moving down the now open path leads me to the Underworks, where I can finally get the Claw Line. Having acquired this beautiful ability, I am heading all the way to the right of the Underworks to enter the Whispering Vaults once again. Here I find the Sacred Cylinder. With it in hand, I head back up to the Vault Keeper Cardinius, who now allows me to learn the first of the 3 required melodies. About 2 hours in now. Now it's time to grab the Twisted Bud. Enter this hidden passage right here, follow the only path forward and drop down to take a nice warm bath. Destroy some vines hiding another passage, you'll find the oh so adorable item. Save quitting and reloading my save file, I return to the last bench I rested at. In this case it's
my chair
in Songclave. I decided that I want to grab the double jump, so I have to climb Mount Fae for that. First I enter the core again, clear the gauntlet down here and grab yet another mask shard. Afterwards I continue towards the slab and finally Mount Fae. This area is so much fun in my opinion, so the climb isn't problematic at all. I quickly reach the top and receive the double jump. Got my double jump! With it I can get the 4th mask shard required to gain more health. Awesome! I then finally talk to our alien friend to gather the polyp hearts. While gathering them, I take the time to grab yet another mask shard. I turn in the quest, receive my reward, the polyp pouch, and head back to the deep docks to collect my second mask shard in there. 2 more to go. I run past Bone Bottom once again and enter Weave Nest Atla, talk to Eva and receive the first upgrade for my Hunter Crest. Inside the Weave Nest I break down a wall, follow the path and collect the third mask shard. The last mask shard is located just before the simple key door in the Wormways. If only I knew that while playing. Me, an intellectual, thought it was behind said door. So I started farming in order to buy the simple key for 500 rosaries. Once I got it, realization kicked in. Do I even need the key? That thing is before entering the Wormways. It's right here! Oh, I am so dumb. I hated my life. I grabbed the mask shard without using the key and moved along. Life is beautiful. Anyway, my max health is at 7 masks now. Time to enter the high halls. To make the battle ahead at least a little bit easier, I decided to destroy those weird things by destroying their silk supply or something. I don't know how that works. Now, gauntlet time. I had no real tactic here other than killing the flying enemies first. And surprisingly enough, I managed to beat it on my first try. It was close at some points though. Having done that, I got Melody 2 out of 3 after about 2 hours and 45 minutes. Clockwork Core is right around the corner and the shortcut is already open. So I immediately start climbing to the top, solve the puzzle and get Melody number 3. Back in the arena where I fought the Clockwork Dancers, I play the melody and the elevator leading towards the cradle activates. Here, Lace greets us again. Being the careless little goofball that I am, I forgot everything I learned fighting her and paid with yet another life of mine. 2 times the charms in this case yet again, and she lies defeated on the ground. Only Grandmother Silk left to defeat, but I want the Cursed Child ending. So I have to head back to Shellwood. I open the path to the Ventrica, use it to reach the Grand Bellway and travel back to Bellheart. Back at Grey Roots, I hand over the Twisted Butt and it in turn decides to give me a big hug. Breaks my spine and infects me with whatever the hell that thing was. I'm cursed now. I love that. Everything's prepared. So I travel back to the cradle the same way I left it, climb to the top and challenge the mother. I have to be careful. I'm unable to use any tools or silk skills and, most importantly, I cannot heal myself while cursed. It's a tough fight. I concentrate on dodging rather than dealing damage. It's a very close call, but I actually managed to beat GMS on my first try. Nice! Bam! First try! After watching the rather disturbing ending, the credits roll and the Cursed Child achievement pops up. After the credits, I'm greeted with my game completion screen, the Speedrunner achievement and the beautiful time of 3 hours, 11 minutes and 59 seconds. This was my first attempt at either of those achievements, so I was and still am kinda surprised how easy it was in the end. At first I thought, damn, 5 hours is pretty tight. Yet I had almost 2 hours to spare, even with a lot of deaths and detours. So, in case anyone's watching who doesn't have the Speedrun achievement, Maybe this video acts as a little guide, so you too can beat it. Don't let the 5-hour requirement get to you. You have more time than you think. If there are any questions in general or for certain parts, feel free to ask them in the comments down below. A like would be appreciated and 1 or 2 subscribers would really help the channel. Thanks for watching, I'm Corrugator and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.